All right, what up? It's Rim from TGE, and in today's video, I want to talk to you about how to 7 real ways to start trading options from scratch, even if you're stuck at a job that you hate. All right, and by the end of this video, you'll have a roadmap on how to get started and be on your way to becoming a profitable trader. All right, but first, let's take a look at the wins that we have within the group here. All right, so yesterday we had one trade because it was FOMC. It was we caught 80% on SPX. It was only one contract. The teammates caught the 80% move, and I held a little bit long just to kind of see if my price target would hit, and it did not hit. And it being zero DT with like less than 30 minutes, that thing just tanked. But it happens, right? Luckily, it was only one contract, and it didn't really affect anything, honestly. So it doesn't really matter. I tried. It is what it is. All right. Now, how to get started here. Okay. So 7 real ways. Let's take a look at this article. And if you want to trade, if you want to get a use this as, if you want to bookmark this article, I'll put that in the description box for you to just use it as a reference. All right. So let's get started here. If you've ever asked yourself, how do you actually get started trading options? Do you need to read books, take courses, or just jump in? Can you trade to replace your job if you commit to it? And you're not alone, right? This is something that I get a lot from a lot of traders that come into the community, and I get on calls with them. Thousands of people are stuck in jobs that they don't love, daydreaming about the freedom of trading, but have no clue where to begin. And if that's you, then this list is your roadmap, all right? So the first thing I recommend any new option trader who's looking to start, if that's yourself as well too, is that you should stop watching YouTube indicators. They are horrible. Uh, they don't predict price or none of that. Okay, so stop watching YouTube indicators and start understanding price drivers. Okay, you just got to know that this market is built on billions of dollars of institutional fund. Okay, and so if you think indicators are the way to success in trading options, it's not. It's far from that. Right? So the internet is full of technical analysis videos, RSI, MACD, Fibonacci, trend lines, but the truth is that none of that matters unless you understand why option price moves. All right, and this is what I teach inside my community and within my Telegram group. I said, learn what affects an option premium: delta, gamma, implied volatility, time decay. Focus on how money flows in the market, not patterns drawn after the fact. Okay, very, very important. Focus on the option premium. The option market has a huge influence in how stocks move. All right, so once you get this, you'll stop gambling and start trading with intent. So this is step number one. All right, stop watching YouTube indicators, start understanding the option Greeks, which is, again, step number two. Learn the Greeks, but start with just one. Okay, don't overwhelm yourself. It's a lot to consume. There's actually a video that I just posted, it might be the one previous to this one, where I talk about all the option Greeks. Like, if you're a 13-year-old, it's like in 11 minutes you'll understand them all. So I said, you don't need to master every Greek to begin. Start with Delta. Delta is a very important one. This is one that we focus a lot inside the private Telegram group. Very, very important. It tells you how much your contract will move when the stock moves. And it's the fastest way to understand potential profits, pick the right strike, and avoid lottery tickets. Okay? Once you've got Delta down, Gamma and Theta makes more sense. Okay? So Delta is, again, it's what moves your option premium. It gives you probability of how correct you're going to be on your contract to be profitable, and also it helps you avoid from like cheap contracts that never give you any money. Like, you want to make money, so you need to learn how to pick a proper strike in your option contract. And so the Delta is definitely the way to go here first, and then work your way through Gamma, work your way through Theta, Vega, implied volatility, and so on. Okay, so just take it easy, learn one at a time. There's a YouTube video that I'll put a link in the description as well if you want to check that out. Okay, probably by the time you finish watching that video, you'll understand all the Greeks. Okay, number three, Paper trade first, but give it 30 to 90 days max, okay? I I have mixed feelings about paper trading, but I think it's a good way to start to get you into the feeling of like how do options move in real time? How are the option prices moving in real time? If this is your first starting point, like if you're just starting out, you want to get experience but without risk. So that's the thing I like about paper trading. But that is just like training wheels, right? We need to get you off at some point. So paper trading gets a bad rep. It really does, but it's a smart starting point if you treat it seriously. Okay, everybody that goes into my mentorship program, I have a foundation in the strategy that we use, which is what you'll see a lot in the wins here. Like a lot of these wins are just based off of the fundamentals, right? And when you get more experience, you'll know these subtle opportunities on like how to catch it earlier, which is how you get 170%, 160%, right? All these things. But this starts first with executing the fundamentals first, executing the entries, the exits, and the stops. That all of that is important. And so if you could do that risk free, I think that's a smart way of starting. And just do that for 30, 60 days. Get a plan. If you want one, there's one in the community, and then execute it to a T for 30 to 90 days. See if you can be consistent. It's not about being right, it's about being consistent. That's it. Use this time to learn the trading platform, very important. Test your strategy, build confidence in yourselves. This is really important. Then you could kind of see like in option trading, you could lose your confidence and you can have self-doubt very fast because everybody's gonna have drawdown periods and it could last days, weeks, or even months. And if you're putting real capital into that, like if you're starting out with real money, you're gonna be like, I'm never doing this again, which should not be the mindset at all. So again, this is a really good way of doing it. Build your confidence slowly, okay? Don't try to run before you can even crawl. All right, track why a trade worked and not just if it made money. Okay, but here's the key: limit to 30 to 90 days. After that, transition to a small, real money trades like $50 to $100 per position. Okay, because paper trading doesn't teach you how to manage real emotion, which is very, very true. Only skin in the game does that. Start with play money, but graduate when you understand the why behind your trades, not just the outcome. Okay, so very important. This is a really important step that I would recommend any new option trader who's looking to start here. Find a strategy, test it, build your confidence, and do that through paper trading for 30 to 90 days. Okay, number 4, start small with real money. Very important. Like I said in the previous one, and I emphasize this a lot because if you're just starting out and you have a 6-figure portfolio and you're putting in 10 grand, 15 grand, you're missing, you don't know anything about risk management yet. You don't understand how the option price move in real time yet. You're still getting exposure to it, okay? And if you're putting these kind of sizes into it, I used to run a trading journal software tool, and I've seen newbies put in 20 grand, skyrockets to 40 grand, and then the next day, literally the next day, they tank it all. I mean, it's ridiculous, but they don't know best, right? Everybody's kind of like a YOLO mentality. All right, put $20 to $100 into a real trade, and then you'll learn how emotions hit when money is involved because this is your hard earned capital. So test it first, get a feel for it, and you work your way. Okay, why timing matters and how to stick to a plan. It's not about profits yet, it's about building muscle memory. Very important. All right, number 5. All right, use tools that show you what actually moves the market. Very important, which is what I say a lot to anybody who's in my group. I say whatever technical analysis you know, throw that out the window because that's not how we trade inside here. Stop guessing because indicators are lagging indicators. They're just guessing based off what already happened. Start using tools that reveal what smart money is doing. Very important. We're discretionary traders, so we have to use different tools, all right? Look for platforms that show unusual option flow, institutional level premium activity, implied volatility shifts, gamma, and hedging pressure. This is how real traders spot momentum before the breakout. A lot of the things that I teach inside my private Telegram and also my one-on-one coaching is that it's about it's called option market microstructure. So it's where you're trying to figure out who's buying, who's selling, and how is that affecting price, right? And then you react to that. And then there are two indicators that I recommend, and that's it, which is the VWAP and the volume indicator. So you can see how price, if like demand is pushing in those key levels, or if it's weak, or so on and so on, right? That way you can react accordingly based on the situation that's happening right now. So very important. This is all really important. And then you could use like option flow to see if like those levels are being supported and so on. So very important to use tools that are forward looking, not backward looking. All right. Number 6, choose one setup and go deep. How long has this video been? 10 minutes. All right. Choose one setup and go deep. Most beginners hop from one strategy to another. Don't do that. Instead, pick one setup that fits your schedule, account size, and personality, and go all in on learning it. Whether it's buying high delta calls, selling credit spreads, trading markets, repetition is greater than variety. What I started doing and what I taught everybody to do in last year was how to swing trade leap options because people are busy. I work with a lot of busy professionals and they don't have time to look at the charts all the time. And that was a perfect market environment to swing trade leap options. You buy long, you hold based on fundamentals, based on the option premium, based on option flow, based on implied volatility, and we go long, right? And we try to price target and then hedge our positions and so on. We did that for a whole year. And then before I showed them a short-term strategy, I tested that for 6 months before I even gave it to them because it requires repetition, making sure that I refine every little part. And then we practice that inside the group. And now it's versatile, right? So before we go into one strategy to another, it's good to master one. And once you get the hang of that and you can execute it to a T, not just in taking profit, but also stop losses. Losses are part of the game. So all of that, if you can do that to a T, great. And you'll know when you're ready, and then you can go to another one. Then you have more strategy, more variety in your arsenal, which is really important. But one at a time. All right, 7. Join a group that teaches, not just alerts. I started with alerts when I first started trading, and it was a really bad way to start. And a lot of you may also start this way, but here's the problem. If you don't understand the why the trade was made, you'll never grow. Most of the time, alerts are just that. It's just a signal that says, here's the contract details, and that's it, right? They don't even tell you like the size. They don't teach you why. You're just kind of blindly swinging, right? You just don't understand. Which is why inside the private Telegram group, like I say what size you should go into, what the contract details were, the stops, and then there's market commentary. There's trade commentary on the trades. Like, this is why I like it. This is what I'm looking at. This is why I'm getting out early based on this and this and this and that, right? And so all of that put together, like you're learning. That's the whole point is that you're learning. You're becoming dependent. Whether it's my group or you want to look for another group, like those components should be in the group that you're in. This is how you learn. This is how you become profitable and how you build your confidence as you're in this career. Look for a community that explains the logic behind every move, teaches the contract selection and risk sizing, and helps you build your own conviction. Otherwise, you're just copying, not learning. Very, very important. Okay. Reason number 8, give yourself 6 to 12 months before judging results. This is not a sprint. If you're serious about replacing your 9 to 5, treat trading like any other high income skill. You wouldn't expect to become a surgeon, engineer, or a coder in 30 days. So don't expect that with trading either. Plan for 6 months of trial and error, 12 months of refining your edge, and 18 months of consistency. Within those 18 months, you're going to experience learning a setup, refining your entries, your exits, your reaction. And then you're going to learn to manage your emotions, because it could be emotionally taxing. And so that requires work. That's a different muscle that you have to work out. Okay. And then during those periods, you're also, and even up to 4 years, you're going to experience different environment cycles, like a bull market, a bear market, potentially a crash, presidential election. Like, these are all things that you're going to, it's going to take time, and only exposure and experience can be your best teacher during those moments. All right. And if you're in a good group that can guide you through those different market environments, then you're better off. Okay. So it is a long-term thing. It is a marathon. It's not a sprint. All right. The reward is, remember, the reward is freedom, and anything worthwhile is going to take time. That's just what it is. All right. So my final word is, if you're sitting at your desk wondering how to escape, option trading can be your way out. It truly can. All right. You can make a great income with it. You can make an extra salary with it, but only if you approach it with structure and discipline. No more guessing, no more indicators that don't work, no more depending on alerts without understanding. Start small, study smart, and surround yourself with people that are doing it right. All right. That's it for this video. I'll put a link of this article link in the description box if you want to use it as a reference and bookmark it. If you want to trade with me and my team, I'll put a link there too. And if you have any questions, put them in there too. All right, put them in the comments, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.